Today I'm going to be working on a Dyson V8 battery swap. This is a new to me vacuum for in the office, and the battery doesn't last very long, so I'm going to go ahead and do a swap. But first, before I do that, I'm going to talk about some basic maintenance, starting with this thing. Yeah, these little filters, I just found out that they don't get dirty on the outside, like ever. Actually, the air goes in and then comes out from the inside, so they fill up kind of like a little bag. I didn't realize that, so mine at home has never been cleaned. Sure enough, this one was also filthy. My one at home, I ran through the washing machine, actually, because I didn't feel like just rinsing it in the dishwasher was going to be good enough. Dishwasher? Sink, like a normal person. So I put it through the washing machine, and it actually cracked the little purple bit on the top, but it seems like it works fine, so maybe I don't recommend that for you. The manual says that you're supposed to clean these every 30 days by washing them in the sink. But if you do that, make sure that you let it stay out to dry, because if you don't, it'll get musty because of all the built up dust and stuff on the inside. Oh yeah, for this one, I'm probably going to just go ahead and buy a brand new one to replace it, since it's full of dust from a house that's not mine, and I don't really think that washing it in the sink is going to be good enough for what I want. So I'm just getting a new one. But onto the main topic of this video, we're going to swap the battery real fast on this one. To get started, I'm just going to take this big filter off the backside. It doesn't do anything, it just helps to keep it out of the way to get at this screw on the handle. Oh yeah, let me grab my tools real quick. I'm going to need those in order to get into this. Alright, using our Phillips head screwdriver, we can easily get that screw removed, and then this battery should pop right off. Except, wait a minute, it's not. So let's use a trick that I like to use, where I'm going to go get the new one and we'll take a look at it and see if we can't find out why it's stuck. New battery in hand, let's take a look at this and see if we can't figure out where the missing screws are. Alright, if we pop off the plastic cover, we can see where the screw that we know is. So now looking at the front of the battery, it looks like there's two more screw holes on it. So if we flip the unit over, sure enough, there's two more hidden on the bottom that we'll want to go ahead and take out. So let's go ahead and pop the canister open so that we can get at those two screws on the bottom. Sure enough, with those two screws removed, the old battery just pops right out, kind of like a power tool. And we can probably just slide the new one right on in.
There is a little lever in there, so you might need to jiggle it a little bit to get it to seat properly.
Yep, it fits like a charm. Now all we have to do is put those three screws back in, and our battery on our vacuum should be good as new. Oh, and remember, as always, don't throw lithium batteries in the trash. Go ahead and take those to your local recycle center to get them recycled. Home Depot probably would also take these batteries, since they're very similar to a power tool battery. Neat, that's it. Now all we have to do is plug it in, make sure our battery's charged, and our vacuum should be good as new.
What I have today is a follow-up to a video about a Dyson vacuum that I did, and an interesting kind of finding. I don't recommend anyone does this, by the way. Changing the batteries out inside one of these modules that look like this is nightmarish. Very difficult, not really worth your time compared to the cost of just buying one. So don't do it. But if you are gonna buy one, it's worth keeping in mind what you're paying for. This is the official Dyson battery next to a off-brand cheaper one, and there is a lot more going on the Dyson official over here on the left than on this off-brand. I'm not going to go into the this pack. If I can avoid it, I'm just going to leave it in its thing. But what I do want to do is I want to swap this board onto this module, because this pack is actually bad, and this board I'm pretty sure is bad. Alternatively, it's not the board, it could be this switch up here that activates when you pull a trigger on your vacuum. That could be what's bad here, but one way or the other, this doesn't work if I can't do this swap, which, by the way, you'll notice this one has 6 connections. Actually 7, 3 here and 4 along the backside. This one has looks like 2. So that's a thing. that could be a problem here. I'm gonna have to look at how they're put together to see if I can't actually do what I want. Oh, I say 2. Nope, looks like 3. There's another one right here on this one. So I'm pretty sure that what they've done is you've got two big ones, one here and one here. And then on this one, you've got lots of smaller ones in order to maintain a battery monitoring system. So these cells get balance charged against each other, and these cells just get bulk charged. So theoretically, this cheaper pack, this pack was around $45. This pack is around 70 some to replace. This pack isn't going to last as long because it's just getting bulk charged to the 20 volts that it is, whereas this pack, each individual cell is being monitored on their own for proper voltage. Anyway, with all that out of the way that nobody probably cares about, I forgot. These suck. So first thing that happens is you remove screws that are obvious from here, and then this top part will come available. It'll move for you. There are 6 little tabs in here, so there's 3 around each side on the inside. Let's get up here nice and close. See, 1, 2, and 3. Now the challenge is you want this to come off, but this is so tightly put together, the stress of getting it apart is an absolute pain. The way that I did it was I used well, first they broke it. For this one, where I didn't want to damage it, I wanted to be able to put this back together relatively intact because I intend to use this still. I got in here with a teeny tiny little flathead screwdriver, and I could get that screwdriver in underneath each one of these tabs one at a time, so I did. One at a time I went in, and I used a little plastic shim for that job. So if you put little plastic shim under there, you can make it work. You probably could also just get away with a bunch of folded paper. You just need to hold this plastic up out of the way so that you can get past the locking tabs that they go into. And then this will come apart. It's just an absolute pain in the butt, and I don't recommend it. Don't do it. Oh, there is one more trick to it. The clear plastic indicator here has got a screw. I'll come up to the camera again. So this little thing here, when this is slid all the way up on here, I'm not gonna because it's a pain, this locks into right here. Now, what I'm gonna start out with, because I'm soldering, is I'm going to see about unsoldering this. All right, so now I have a battery pack that I'm gonna check the voltages on before we go forward. Let's take a look-see here. All right, we can read that nice big. Let's take a look. That and this. 12. That's unexpected. These don't register anything. But over here. Still nothing? That's weird. How are you put together, battery pack? Well, probably should have poked all those before I took it apart. Oh well. Let's check battery negative, battery positive. Let's try this again. Let's do this. 24.4. Crap. Zero. I don't think there's a battery to be used here after all. Maybe it wasn't the circuit board that went bad. Well, learned a thing.
And that thing is that it's really important to have a proper battery monitoring system on your lithium-ion batteries. So I'm going to speed up the footage here of me messing around with these for a little bit, trying to poke and prod and figure out exactly what's happened. As I probe across each battery, it looks like one of the stack of 3 on the left actually had an issue that caused it to completely short itself out, causing the 0 volts across that set of 3 on the left side. There's nothing that can be done about it. I mean, I could replace that individual cell and try and rebalance it and salvage the pack, but I've already invested far too much time into something that's not worth the $70 in order to continue with it. So I hope this has helped, maybe. It's definitely worth the extra $30 in order to get the battery pack that has a proper battery monitoring system in it. I'll link the one that I recommend in the description below. Until next time.